You love your daily matcha, sourcing the best quality from Uji, Japan. But now you want more from your matcha ritual. By using authentic Japanese matcha bowls and utensils, we can elevate our daily matcha experience into a mindful one. Today, we dive into the quintessential matcha bowl. The first bowl made by the Japanese specifically for whisking matcha in the ritual tea ceremony, and that is the Raku tea bowl. Born in the quiet practice of the Japanese tea ceremony 800 years ago, the Raku matcha bowl is uniquely Japanese and is the most highly regarded style of tea bowl. There is a famous Japanese saying in the practice of tea, Ichiraku ni hagi sankaratsu, which translates to literally mean first raku, second hagi, third karatsu, ranking the three different types of the finest tea ceramics. Today, I'll show details of 5 different Raku bowls, including a very rare gold Raku matcha bowl, so you can pick out an authentic, handmade Japanese matcha bowl to ground you in your daily matcha experience. Konnichiwa, Fujii Diane to moshimasu. Hi, I'm Diane Fujii, but please just call me Dai. I'm half Japanese, born and raised in Hawaii. In my youth, I spent my summer vacations living with my grandparents in Yokohama, just outside of Tokyo. Then in college, I homestayed across Japan, learning about the culture and starting to collect vintage Japanese items. So if you cherish matcha as I do and wish to weave mindfulness and Japanese culture into your daily routine, I'd like to invite you along as I learn more about the way of tea. Today we journey into the heart of Japanese craftsmanship. This vessel is more than just pottery. It's the pinnacle of Japanese culture and traditions. In ancient times, tea ceremonies were fancy parties held by the elites to show off their expensive tea bowls brought in from China. Some of these Chinese tea bowls were worth more than castles and land. In the 1500s, the father of the Japanese tea ceremony, Mr. Rikyu, felt the tea ceremony had lost its original Zen Buddhist roots of humility and tranquility. He decided to return it to a profound spiritual practice, and this centered around the Raku tea bowl. Mr. Rikyu commissioned Chojiro, a tile maker of Chinese descent, to craft tea bowls that captured a wabi-sabi aesthetic, where we find beauty in imperfection, simplicity, and nature. Chojiro's creations were based on black roof tiles of the time. With their irregular forms and deep black glazes, it revolutionized teaware. Raku is admired for its simplicity in shape and form, while reflecting nature's harmony. Its deep black or red colors highlight matcha's vibrant green essence. By inventing the new Japanese Raku tea bowl, especially for whisking matcha, it became the preferred way to enjoy the tea ceremony. The first thing you will notice when you hold an authentic Japanese matcha Raku bowl is how light it is. Raku begins with a unique clay that's hand-collected from the banks of the Kyoto Kamo River. In an aka Raku or Red Raku matcha bowl, most of the clay on the bottom is left exposed and not glazed, so the color and texture can be enjoyed. This clay starts out red and turns white when fired. The finished bowl has a rustic, lightweight, and almost earthy feel in the hands. The clay is chosen for its adaptability to withstand rapid temperature changes without shattering. The clay's ability to absorb and retain heat makes it ideal for matcha, keeping the delicate froth warm and making it a sensory experience. Raku tea bowls are not born on a potter's wheel, but through the ancient technique of tezukune, hand building. The artisan starts with a lump of clay, coiling it and pinching it upward with deliberate strokes. This method allows for asymmetry. One side might bulge slightly, another dip gracefully, mirroring nature's imperfections. No two bowls are identical. Each is a unique expression of the artist. For Black Raku tea bowls, this iron-rich clay creates the deep black hues that are desirable. The black color is a natural glaze of iron oxide and feldspar and is applied to the bowl by brushing or dipping. The glaze is thick yet fluid, allowing drips and variations that create depth and texture. Where the black glaze is thinner, red from the clay can seep into the black and create beautiful designs. Secrets on how to manipulate these natural glazes to achieve a desired effect is something Japanese artists passed down over hundreds of years. In this more rare Raku bowl, the artist chose to scrape off the black glaze, exposing the unique and gritty clay. This allows one to slow down and appreciate both the color of the clay, while our fingers remind us that this bowl comes from nature. Unlike many other matcha bowl styles that are wood-fired for days and weeks, raku firing is swift and dramatic. The glaze enters a cold kiln and is rapidly heated for less than a day. Once the glaze melts, the piece is removed red hot using tongs. Cooling the matcha bowl abruptly causes the glaze to intensify into the deep red and black tones. If we turn these two Black Raku bowls over, we will see that they are glazed over the entire bottom, including the foot. This seems to be typical of Black Raku tea bowls and is an easy way to identify them. Not all black tea bowls are raku. Other ways to pick out an authentic raku bowl are explained in my other video, 5 Secrets to Picking Out an Authentic Japanese Matcha Bowl. What's interesting with the Aka Raku bowl is that the red, black, and orange hues we see here are not from any glaze, but from the actual red clay itself. A white glaze is put over the red clay, and during firing, the iron that is in the clay seeps into the glaze, turning the matcha bowl into these beautiful colors. When we turn over this bowl, you can see that the clay is more unique and varied. It has a bit more iron in it and shows up as a reddish color. This one is a bit more rare and shows more care in the shape and design, with a special swirl cut into the foot. The network of small cracks in the glassy glaze that are a desired effect. In this rare summer Aka Raku bowl, they chose to glaze the inside gold. I have not seen many matcha bowls that use real gold in the glaze. I called it a summertime tea bowl, as the shape of this is wider, allowing the tea to cool off in the hot Japanese summertime. As I show you details on these 5 Raku bowls, we must give homage to the Raku family. When Mr. Rikyu commissioned Chojiro to make the first Raku tea bowls, it transformed the tea ceremony into what it is today. In 1598, the influential warlord Hideyoshi granted the Raku name and seal to Chojiro's family, acknowledging his contribution to Japanese culture. It is the only instance in Japanese history where a family was given a name that directly defined a pottery tradition. The Raku character means enjoyment, happiness, pleasure, and joy. Over 450 years later, the Raku family continues this unbroken heritage in Kyoto. Their tea bowls are sought after by museums and collectors around the world, and they have their own Raku museum located in Kyoto. And ironically, like the expensive Chinese tea bowls they replaced, their Raku matcha bowls are also worth more than houses and land. I wanted to show you another extreme style of Japanese matcha bowl. I'm obsessed with the texture of this Devil's Hagi tea bowl. One of you in the Philosophy of Matcha community requested that I cover these, so you'll want to subscribe so you can see it in my next video. Mata ne, see you again.